I get to the concert, and as soon as we're going through the back door, I literally bump right into Chris Brown. He's right there with his team. They're dancing, they're open up, and I bump right into him. And I remember I froze. I remember clearly hearing God's voice say, just wait on me.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the WIM Speaks Show. I am your host, DP Jeter, holding it down for the #1 sisterhood in the industry, Women in Media Global. We are so excited for the launch of our membership. Shout outs to all of the brand new members. We launched our membership this year, and we're super excited about finally having our national directory of women in media. So if you haven't joined yet, if you haven't checked it out, make sure you go to the website, womeninmediaglobal.org, and you can see that there's 3 different tiers for you to get your annual membership and opportunity to spotlight your business, your services, and anything that you would like to share in your personal profile. So super excited about that. So we're back in the studio for another brand new episode, and just like always, I'm going to open the show up and share some more information about me. All right, so I got a question from a friend in the studio with us today. Shout outs to the Center for Black Innovation, by the way, for holding us down with this amazing location. So we're like preparing for the show, getting ready, and he's like, well, what's your love language? I said, that is a great question. So we're gonna open up the show talking about love languages today. So I will say that I discovered my love language back when, but over the last, I would say maybe 4 or 5 years, I developed some more love languages. So let me just say that I do know that my love language it started out definitely as quality time. Also, quality time, acts of service is a huge one for me. Like, if you can help me with everything that's on my plate, I will love you. Like, pick me up. Can you get those dishes? Can you pick up those copies? I have an event. Can you come hold the door? Things like that, because there's so many things on my plate as a businesswoman. So acts of service goes a long way. And over the years, I've developed a new one, and it's actually words of affirmation. So I've gotten very much into just affirming myself with positive affirmations. And if you haven't heard our affirmation track, we do have one here on the show. So just go to YouTube or check out our Spotify or our Apple playlist, and you'll be able to see our affirmation track. But just journaling to myself and affirming myself in the mirror. And I just noticed that when I have people in my life who say nice things, it really does go a long way. So go ahead and share your love languages. At the bottom, you can write a comment and let us know. But if you are in a phase where you're like, I'm not even sure what my love languages are, I would recommend a book called The 5 Love Languages. That is a book that I've read when I first discovered this philosophy and this information, and there's all types of different versions of this book, so definitely go ahead and check it out. Okay, so we do have a guest in the studio. Super excited to have our featured guest. Without further ado, I'm going to welcome her into the show. So we have a new friend of mine that I met recently here in Miami. I would say like towards the end of last year going into this year, and it's been just an amazing inspirational opportunity to meet her, and I wanted to make sure that all of that inspiration and all of the amazing just knowledge that she has is here with us on the show. So I'm very excited. Let's welcome onto the show Chance Cessna Dunbar. How you doing today?
Hey girl. I am doing wonderful today. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I've been watching this show. I'm like, my girl is killing it.
Thank you.
So I just want to say kudos to you. I love what you're doing. I love how you're empowering Black women and giving them the resources, giving them the tools. Really, all women. I just salute you. So thank you for having me on the show.
You are so welcome. So Chance, ladies, and the real men who watch our show, Chance is an entrepreneur, business owner, author, mentor. She also is a speaker, motivational speaker, TV personality, and a real estate agent here in Miami, and probably some other cities too. So you'll be able to just learn a lot from this episode. So make sure you stay tuned right here to today's show. So I want to kick things off with learning more about your journey. I saw that you were Miss Georgia.
I was Miss
2023.
Georgia.
That's exciting.
I was Miss Georgia. I started off getting crowned Miss Atlanta. And it was so funny because, you know, like I grew up in Atlanta. Like I was born in Chicago, but during the summers, my family would ship me off to Atlanta with my cousins. Look, with cousins and them. And I would spend the summers in Atlanta. Okay. And this is the time when it was just, Atlanta was really, really hot, really up and coming. And for it to all come full circle, literally all these years later, I come back to Atlanta, I move back and I get crowned Miss Atlanta. Then I go to get crowned Miss Georgia. And it was just an awesome time. You know,
that's amazing.
Atlanta always shows me so much love. I love Atlanta.
So did you grow up doing pageants as a young girl? No.
So a lot of people ask me if I grew up doing pageants. I was the complete opposite. I was a total tomboy girl. I was kicking in the dirt.
No, you
I
wasn't.
was playing with the boys. I was a total tomboy. And it wasn't until college, actually. I went to college in DC. Shout out to George Washington University. That's where I went to school. Where I met a girl. She was actually Miss DC. And I think she was like top 5 Miss USA that year. And I would always run into her and she was like, hey, you should think about doing a pageant. And I'm like, I've never done that. I'm not one of those pretty girls. Like I prided myself in just being a little thug. I was from Chicago.
Right.
You know, but she said, no, I grew up like a tomboy as well. You should give it a try.
I grew up as a tomboy as well.
She said, I grew up and she made top 5 Miss USA. So I'm like, well, if she grew up as a tomboy and made top 5 Miss USA, I know I could do it too. So anyway, it started this remarkable journey of learning and growing and development. And most people see pageants from the outside, right? They see the glitz, they see the glamour.
Right.
But behind it, there's so much like amazing personal development for women.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean,
confidence building, goal setting. They're teaching you to be sharp. Like they're teaching you to be the best of the best. Like they train you like an athlete. Mm-hmm. So I was trained like an athlete coming from pageantry. So it's been nothing but a positive experience. And I honestly believe that more women, especially women of color, need to participate in pageants. Yeah. One day I might even launch my own.
Why not?
I'm thinking about it. I'm absolutely thinking about it. So it's on the radar for me.
So when you were in a pageant, was there a segment of the show where you had to present a talent?
So interesting enough, the pageants that I participated in did not include a talent.
Oh no? Okay.
Miss USA doesn't include a talent. Miss United States doesn't include a talent. The main pageant that includes a talent is Miss America. And I never did Miss America.
Okay.
I did all the other pageants. I never did Miss America. It just,
So if you had the opportunity and you were, say they had that segment, what talent would you have?
What talent would I do?
Yeah, what talent would you do?
I would actually, honestly, if I was to do a talent and go back, say if I had to do pageantry all over again, I would actually probably dance. I wouldn't sing. I wouldn't play an instrument because some people, they sing. Some girls play an instrument. I probably would do an interpretive dance. Okay. Very interpretive.
Well, y'all know if I was y'all know if I was in a pageant, I would definitely be dancing as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So do you dance too?
So back in the day, yes, I grew up dancing. I went to college. I actually minored in theater and dance. And
no, you did not.
I did.
So did I.
What?
Yeah. Actually majored in theater arts and dance.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. So I majored in journalism and mass communication.
That makes sense.
And then I minored in theater and dance. But funny story, I never really told nobody this. So when I was about 15, 16 years old, I was dancing. I was in dance groups. And one of the very first shows that I ever did, growing up as a dancer, was a big concert. And this concert was in Indiana. And they were like, listen, you guys, we're going to be opening up for Chris Brown.
That's dope.
And this is when Chris Brown was first coming out. all the girls we love
Chris Brown. I still enjoy Chris Brown. I really do.
Chris Brown is an amazing talent. Amazing. I had an opportunity to work with him several times after. But anyway, they're like, we're going to open up for Chris Brown. Concert's coming up in a couple weeks, right? So anyway, we're rehearsing and I'm excited, but a part of me, I'm deeply afraid. And I had programmed my mind that I'm not going to see Chris Brown. This is just a hoax. People just be talking. It's probably going to be, I don't know, Chris, somebody else. You know what I mean? I just made up in my mind it wasn't going to be
another
him.
Chris.
It's another Chris.
The local Chris in Indiana.
The local Chris that live in Indiana is who I'm going to be opening up. Not Chris Brown.
Right.
I get to the concert, and as soon as we're going through the back door, I literally bump right into Chris Brown. He's right there with his team. They're dancing. They're opening up, and I bump right into him. And I remember I froze, and I'm like just shaking like this. And he's like, what is wrong with this girl? And I was like, can you give me a hug? hug. Like
Aw.
and I was young and I was like tearing up, and he just came, and I remember Chris, he just gave me a big old hug. He just gave me a big old hug, like, it's okay. Like, he knew it was probably my first show.
Yeah.
And we ended up opening up for him. I threw up on stage.
So wait, how old were you?
I was like 15, if not 15, like
you
just turned
threw
16.
up on stage? Oh, no.
And I threw up on stage, but I kept dancing, okay?
Wait, you danced and threw, when you threw up and kept...
It was like I was doing like a spin move.
And you just...
Because I was so nervous. This is Chris Brown. I was so nervous.
Yeah, 15.
And it's a story that I really don't share a lot, but I'm opening up on this podcast because it's the best podcast
Y'all
in the
getting
world.
some exclusive content right here.
But somehow I was able to recuperate. But yes, I was spinning and throwing up. I said, oh, Lord.
Wow.
It was a lot, but it was so fun. So anyway, I've danced. I've done all kinds of shows and stuff. And I took a little break from it. Now I'm, working on business, doing a lot of other things, but I still love to do it on my pastime, free time. Mm-hmm.
All of this is starting to really make sense. Like, as I get to know you more and more, and now I know your background, journalism, dance, growing up in the arts, pageantry, it all makes sense. You are always well presented, and your energy is always amazing, and I love that about you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I know you're recently married, right? Congratulations.
Look, he put a ring on it, baby.
I know that's right.
He put a ring on it.
So we have a wife on the show, and are you a mother?
I'm a bonus mom.
A bonus mom.
Okay, I have a beautiful bonus daughter. She's 16 years old, gorgeous. We gotta keep the boys off her. She's so beautiful. Hair down to here. And it's great because I've mentored so many women.
You
and
sure do.
It's amazing. When I got married, it's like now I really have like a prize, like a young girl I could really mentor who's like a part of me.
Yes.
Even though I didn't birth her, she's still like she's my
your
baby.
family, yeah.
She's my baby.
Family.
She's my
Yep.
bonus daughter,
Yep.
and I love her so much. So.
That's a blessing.
I hope she watches this.
That's a blessing. So as you heard me earlier in the show, I opened up and I was talking about my love language.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about your love languages.
Let's get into these love languages, baby. Okay. So what is my love language?
Yes. What is your love language?
So it's interesting because oftentimes what you think is your love language isn't really your love language until you take the actual test. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
When you take the test,
Yep.
I took it, I was like, wait a minute. Oh, it was completely different. I thought mine initially was quality time, but then when I took the test, it was acts of service.
Okay.
Like, baby, acts of service, that's what
Help me out, right?
I assisted need some help.
Yes. Yes.
So acts of service was actually what came out on the test. So, I mean, I love when men just go the extra mile for me.
I love it.
Just go the extra mile for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And my husband is so great. Like, he really does. Like, he does the laundry, he cook, he clean.
He cook and clean?
Sometimes he do it a little bit better than me. I said, I love it. God knew what to send me.
I love these new age men. They do it all.
Listen,
okay.
my husband, he does
No
it
gender
all.
roles no more.
No, it's no gender roles.
Yeah.
It's none of that.
Yeah,
We
that's
just,
it.
you know what I mean? We're like a team. I pick up after him, he picks up after me. But it's not like I'm not cooking tonight because you the woman. Like, no,
Right.
he will get in there, baby, put on the apron, and he'll turn his music on and he'll start cooking. And I just love it because that's what I need. God knows what you need.
Yeah.
And I prayed for a husband for a long time. I was single. I said, God, listen, these streets ain't for me. Like, these streets are wild.
Yeah, that's a
These
fact.
men is wild. A
Yeah.
lot of them are very wild.
That's a fact.
So anyway, so that's how it happened, and God is good.
So you mentioned acts of service, but there's always like a secondary one as well.
I think it's quality time.
Okay.
I like the quality time. I'm a quality time girl. But I also like gifts.
Okay, yeah. So do you like receiving gifts or giving gifts?
I like both.
both. Okay.
But I definitely
love
like
giving gifts as well.
I love giving gifts, but I also like receiving gifts. But more so like the intentional, like handwritten notes, like I wrote you a little love note, or like those handmade gifts to show like I was really thinking
Who
about
out
you.
here making handmade gifts?
Listen,
Y'all out here?
It's 2024. Listen.
Who making the handmade gifts?
You need to find you a man that's gonna make you a handmade gift, baby.
Well,
Listen.
come through. I'm taking all proposals. Okay, I'm taking all of the proposals. So yes, that's amazing. Well, congratulations to you guys.
Thank
I
you.
always see you guys supporting one another,
Yeah.
so that acts of service is there. It is definitely true.
Yep.
For sure. For sure. So I know you also are the founder of your own academy. You've coached about 25,000 clients.
Yes.
Talk to us about the coaching side of your business
Yeah.
and what you provide for people and some of that transformation.
Absolutely. So I launched my first course, I think maybe 2018.
Yeah, because y'all make sure you tap in with Chance on her Instagram, because she does have a lot of the digital course things going on. I'm always taking notes, like I'm always learning about the digital side of things. So yes.
It's so much fun. When I first started, honestly, I created my first course and nobody bought it. Nobody really bought it. I mean, I had a couple of people that bought it, and I'm like, something that I really wanted to do, but I'm like, I don't know if this is working. Maybe it's
right.
It's not the market for it. I don't know. So then anyway, fast forward 2020, I'm like, I'm going to try this again. I'm going to make a course and I'm just going to try it again. I started a whole new Instagram page. I'm like, I'm just going to start a whole brand that's just focused on financial education, financial literacy. So I just started from scratch, 2020, brand new Instagram page. So then I dropped my first course, and my first course was how to make $10,000 in 30 days. And, I'll give a little background on that. But before you know it, like 1 week went by, 2 weeks went by, 3 weeks went by. And I'm like, I'm looking at my sales. I'm like, people are actually starting to buy my course this time. So I was genuinely shocked because I launched it before nobody bought it. So people are buying. So I'm like, okay. So then it picks up so fast where literally now I have hundreds of people buying my course in a day. I'm like, people, for some reason, it was just resonated with people. It really, I felt like it was God. It was supernatural. And it kept picking up. And next thing you know, thousands of people are coming through buying my course. So I'm like, let me start. I guess the course was just a really good course.
Okay.
Like I'm really big into training and all of that. So I guess it was a really good course or whatever. Y'all liked it. I don't know. But so once I launched that course and I saw that a lot of people were buying it, I said, well, let me make another course. Because I have so much knowledge.
Ideas,
I got so much to teach and so much game to share.
Yep.
So I began to pour myself out in the courses. I'm like, I want to empty myself out.
Yes.
And be able to give everything that's inside of me.
So wait, let me ask you, did something change why the first course wasn't as successful as opposed to the second one? Like, was there a shift in your brand? Did it get bigger?
No, I started from scratch. So in 2020, when I launched the brand, I started from scratch.
Okay.
So no one even knew me. It was a brand new page.
So on that first course, did it have its own page?
No, it was just on Facebook.
It was on your Facebook?
It was on Facebook, and I think I promoted it a little bit on Instagram. But the biggest difference, the biggest shift was timing. It was timing. Timing is everything in business, right? So I heard someone talking about this earlier, like say if in 2020 during the pandemic, you launched a candle business, right? And people were buying candles and people were buying a bunch of stuff. They were buying toilet paper because people were in a panic mode, right? What worked then, right now is 2024. People not buying candles like that or buying as much tissue as they were during the pandemic.
Right.
So they're seeing a decline in their business. So for me, I entered into the market, I think at a very specific time. And that's when it blew up. So timing is everything in business. And I think that was a huge advantage for me because it was the same layout, same course material, same pretty much everything, right? Different topic, but a different year.
So with the coaching, is it all through the courses or do you ever do like one-on-one coaching?
Yes. So I do one-on-one coaching, but see, I'm a lot. I'm a lot. Like when I do my one-on-one coaching, I don't play. I'm not going to play with you.
Right. Because time is valuable as well. So if I'm going to spend one-on-one time with you, I personally want to see your transformation.
Yes.
And that you're going to put in some work.
So for the people that I coach, we set big goals. People that I coach, if you're not trying to go to superstar level, like I only coach, I have to be intentional about this. I only coach like high level leaders, high level athletes,
like one-on-one,
high level brands. It has to be high level.
To do the one-on-one side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every now and then, I'll give out some free coaching because I love to give. So I do free coaching.
Yeah.
I do free services. I have my nonprofit. So I do a lot of free stuff as well. But like when I'm really going to coach you, like you got to be high level. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because we're going to take you. Like if you're already great, we're going to take you all the way up, So
are you doing like any one-on-one coaching currently?
I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
I have this young lady. She has this huge accounting business. She's already a star. But she's like, Chance, I'm ready to take it up 1,000. So I'm working with her for the next 4 weeks. I said in 4 weeks, all I need is 4 weeks. That's the max, right? At least 7. If you give me 7 days of your life, I can change your entire world.
Let's go. Let's change this
7
world.
days, I would change your entire, and I don't say that lightly. It's just a grace that God has put on my life. The anointing for strategy and execution. Like I have the vision. 7 days, I can make anybody a superstar. And a lot of the people that I coach, like I tell them, don't even mention me. Like, just go out there and be great.
Be great.
Yeah. So you'll be surprised. A lot of these influencers be like, who coached you for real?
Coaching is so important. Can you just share a little bit with our audience about the value of coaching and speak to the person who has never really invested in a coach?
Absolutely. You know, everybody, when you think about Michael Jordan, when you think about LeBron James, when you think about everyone that's ever been great, they had an excellent coach that was coaching them to greatness. To get to greatness, you got to be coached because you have blind spots. Naturally, as humans, we have blind spots. You cannot see every angle. You can't see your front and your back at the same time. You can't see this side and this side at the same time. It doesn't work like that. So when you have a coach that can see your every angle, that can see the potential inside of you, and that can pull that greatness out of you, like, I promise you, you'll be a millionaire. You'll be making multi-millions.
That's a fact.
Right? Because when you manifest your purpose, when you walk in your full purpose and your full light and your full potential, and you realize who you really are, you know, that's why I wrote my book, Emerge. It's about realizing who you really are and what you really carry.
I want to bring up something. Let me go to my post from today, actually.
Okay.
Because there was something that you mentioned about connecting with other people that made me think about what I posted on my page today. And it was a verse from Proverbs, actually. I'm going to find the exact one. Okay, so Proverbs 1:7, and it really talks about, like, you don't know everything. And so people who are wise will connect with other people and allow them to mentor them, speak to them, give them feedback, show them how they can grow, and they gleam onto that type of lifestyle. But then King Solomon says, well, a fool is someone who thinks they know it all. They resent help, they resent correction, they live life thinking like, I don't need nobody to help me. And so I'm like making the connection and going through Proverbs, and I was just like, wow, like, it's in the Bible. You need a coach.
You need a coach.
You need a coach.
You know, there's another passage of scripture in Proverbs as well that says, in the multitude of counselors, wage war. In the multitude of counselors, of coaches, of protectors that see the vision, wage war. You understand what I'm saying? So everything that I do, I have a team of people that I run it through. I have a team of counselors that I run every single thing through. So then, like, when we do marketing campaigns and we do big launches like books and you know, perfume line, fragrance lines, like, we got a team that's strong, and we're ready to go to war. We're ready to go to war because we believe in what we're producing.
So your team, talk to us about your team. Are these advisors? Are these people that coach you? Different mentors?
So I have different mentors. I have mentors, you know, financially and in business. I have my spiritual mom. I have spiritual mentors. I have a lot of different mentors. I have mentors in sports and tennis, you know, when I do my hobbies.
I talk about that.
I have mentors in television and film because, you know, I also come from the television and film world. So I have different types of coaches, but most of these people, they're much older than me. Most of my mentors and coaches, they're 50 and up.
Okay, 50 and up.
That's why people like, you got an old soul. Look, my mentors, my coaches, most of them, they're like 50 and up.
I value that a lot. That's awesome. So you brought up tennis.
We had a time at tennis.
We had a time at tennis, and I was like, girl, so it's tennis girls rock.
Tennis girls rock.
Tennis Girls Rock is also another platform that Chance has, and we did some amazing outing. We had some tennis, and we went to the Flamingo Miami Tennis Center. That was my first time being there, and I had a great time. I showed up, and I was like, oh, I have to go get some pink tennis outfits so that I can be a part of the tennis
You gotta
club.
coordinate.
Well, talk to us about the tennis club that you have and what inspired you to start.
Absolutely. So I am the founder of the Rebuild Her Foundation. And the Rebuild Her Foundation is literally a foundation that I created for women to give them a sidewalk, to give them a firm foundation to rebuild their life. You know, some women, they're rebuilding after loss. Some women, they're rebuilding after setback. They're rebuilding after trauma, after pain, after losing a parent during COVID, you know, after losing a husband, after losing a wife. What do you do when you have to rebuild and you're left to pick up all the pieces by yourself? So I created the foundation to let people know, specifically women know, that you don't have to do it alone. You don't have to rebuild alone, and that there's women beside around you that will come and hold your hand, that will come to bear you up, to be sisters.
Sounds like a ministry.
Listen, it is my ministry,
Yeah.
to help you rebuild your life. And when I think about my life has been nothing but just phases of redemption and rebuilding.
Wow.
You know, and I think we're all and always at some point of our life rebuilding something. Right. Whether it's rebuilding your self-esteem, rebuilding your confidence, you know,
rebuilding your business,
rebuilding your career. So it's about, you know, taking control of your life, right? Getting back in the front seat and saying like, look, I'm rebuilding. You know, it happened how it happened, but I'm coming back stronger than I've ever come.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Tennis Girl Rocks, which is a part of like our health and fitness initiative to help women rebuild with healthy living, was birthed out of that. So now we go city to city, having Ladies Tennis Day, where we're getting the ladies out to come and just play tennis. You don't have to know how to play, right? I know. Listen, you know, they was laughing at us the other day.
I had a good time messing
You better not laugh at us. It's a hobby for us. You know, we're just having fun, but it gives us a healthy outlet to get off of Instagram and, you know, at home doing work or whatever, but to get outside and to just have fun playing tennis. So it's networking, it's playing tennis, and it's a lot. So we're going city to city. We're coming to a city near you. So make sure you follow Tennis Girl Rocks for our upcoming date.
Yes, you have to see the blooper.
We got plenty of bloopers.
And I posted it today, and my aunt was like, "You are a dancer. Get off of the tennis court."
But you know what? It's so funny because I've been getting a lot of haters. Like, y'all get up, because this is the thing. Like,
really, people are hating.
Most people know tennis. Venus and Serena. If you're not Venus and Serena, they're like, get off the tennis court. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, well, wait a minute. Hold on. There needs to be more women playing tennis on the field, learning and growing.
Yep.
But it's been a lot of judgment, like, get off the tennis court.
That's
like,
not nice.
So anyway, that is actually inspiring me to go harder. I'm like, listen, baby, I'm giving my girls tennis lessons. And a lot of different cities that we go to will have a tennis instructor that will teach them proper technique, so on and so forth. So it's fun. And we're just going to get better, and we're growing. And it's open to all women worldwide. And we're also going to start taking it internationally as well.
It's really unique. It's a unique activity, group activity, bring people together. It gives you a chance to try something new. Yep. And a lot of us, you know, tuned in may have grown up in underserved communities that did not have tennis courts, or you didn't have exposure to tennis. So I think this is a great chance to just do something new. You see what I did there, huh?
Yes.
To do something new and just meet other people at the same time. So I really enjoyed the invite. Thank you so much. And I was happy to be able to even talk about what it is that I do and to meet other women. And I actually followed up with a lot of the women that I met there already, and, you know, started DMing them on Instagram. So that was really cool. Like, if I hadn't come to tennis, who knew if I would have interacted and met these new people? So it's a great way to meet new friends and make new friends. So I think that's awesome. So you mentioned Rebuild Her, and you talked about the opportunity to help women to get over things. And I know that there's some things that you have rebuilt your life through over the years. I remember one of the first reels that I saw on your page, you were getting out of a car with some people, I think, and you talked about how you were homeless at one point, and I was like, wow, no way. You know, and just to see where God has brought you to now, that's amazing. How did you like triumph through that situation, and what was that all about?
Yeah, you have to only believe. You know, that is the motto for my life. Only believe. And when you only believe, it's suspending, right? All doubt, like you're canceling it out completely. All doubt, all fear, all worry, all second guessing. It's like, no, this must work for me.
It has to work, or it has to work.
It must work for me. So during that time, you know, 2017, I lost everything. You know, most people say, oh, you're just one paycheck away from being homeless. Listen, baby, it's true. It's time to live a testimony. Well, uno paycheck, one paycheck away from literally like losing it all. And that's pretty much where I was. And then next thing you know, everything, my apartment fell through, everything fell through. And I was sleeping in my car. But
how long were you sleeping in your car?
Thank God it wasn't that long. I was in my car maybe just for like a couple of weeks, several weeks, maybe like a month or two, you know, maybe like a month or two. But I thank God, because there's people that's sleeping in their car for years. You know, I've had people reach out to me.
Yeah, Steve Harvey did.
Well.
Right? That wasn't his story?
Yeah, well, I don't know. That was a little controversial. I don't know. I can't speak for Steve. I don't know. I speak for myself. They said there was a little controversy. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I read it somewhere. Maybe.
I don't know. I love Steve Harvey. Shout out to Steve. I don't know. I can't speak for Steve.
Okay.
I speak for myself. Some people lived in their cars for years. You know, when I started to share my story, people were like, I lived in my car for two 3, 4, 5 years. I'm like, oh my,
Wow.
I couldn't even imagine. So anyway, so I'm grateful for the time that I went through that, because honestly, let's talk about this. I could have went to go find a sugar daddy to help me get up out my situation. Come on, ladies, let's be real.
That on Instagram too. Mm-hmm.
Right? How to get a sugar daddy. I could have tried to land a sugar daddy. I could have done a lot of things.
Yep.
Wink, wink. I could have did a lot of things
Yeah.
to get myself out of that situation.
Right.
But I remember clearly hearing God's voice say, just wait on me. Just wait on me. And as hard as it was, I waited on God, and I believed. I said, I'm only going to believe. So even when I was sleeping in my car, I was still out hustling, looking for jobs during the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was still on my grind mode. I didn't just sit back and quit life. So no matter what circumstance you're in, it's not an excuse for you just to quit. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to, like I was reading this scripture the other day with my husband, you have to pray, build, and fight, you know?
That's a fact. I love that.
Listen, you have to pray, build, and fight. And that's exactly what I did. So even in the car, that's what I was doing. I was speaking over my life. You know, that's when I really learned the power of activating and prophesying over my life, speaking my future into existence, right? To prophesy, anybody could prophesy, is to speak forth or to tell forth. So I began to do that. Like, you know, even though I'm in the pit, I'm going to the palace. Like that was one of the ones I knew.
From the pit to the palace.
From the pit to the palace, baby. And I have a chapter actually of From the Pit to the Palace in my book, Emerge. I was also writing my book when I was homeless. You know, my book Emerge, I was writing my book on my phone, like in the car, like little chapters. I'm like, I was writing while I was going through it. So don't ever be afraid. Even if you could be down and out, like nobody's too far from God's touch. Nobody's too far from you maybe being at the bottom and you being able to emerge and level up and go to the top. Because that's how it happened. So I went from sleeping in my car to literally everything blowing up in my life. I went through that season and then I just shot straight up fast.
What's fast? Like
fast
30 days?
Immediately. Let me tell you.
Wow. This is so inspiring for me. Thank you.
Fast. I had nothing. Bad credit, sleeping in my car, no money, right? Didn't want to choose a sugar daddy or outside help. I'm like, I'm just going to completely rely on God. God, if you're real, I'm going to completely rely on you. So check this out. So I get a call, and I told you, I kept saying, I'm going from the pit to the palace. I'm going from the pit to the palace. And I talk a lot about this in my book, Emerge. It's on Amazon. But then I get a call from a family saying, hey, we want to meet you. We heard about your story. Long story short, someone gave them a call. They were pastors. They were like, hey, we heard about your story. We want to meet you, and possibly like you can come and live with us. Now, I didn't know these people from a can of worms, can of dirt, whatever. I said, look, I don't know, but I'm going to meet them. I go and meet them that day. And I remember going up. I was living in LA at the time, and I come up to like a security gate. And I'm like, where am I going? I don't know. I thought I was just going to anybody's, like a regular person's house. I don't know where I was going. But anyway, I come up on the security gate and I'm driving, and they were like, ma'am, okay, we need your ID, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. So now I'm thinking like, what kind of place is that? Where am I going? Who are these people? I didn't know who these people were.
It was the palace.
So then anyway, I'm going up and I'm winding up the hill and I'm winding up the hill. And I can still remember this day, like I felt this knot in my stomach, like what is about to happen? And I'm looking at all of these beautiful multi-million-dollar homes. And I pull up, and I remember I pulled up in front of the house and I texted them because I was nervous. I said, I don't know if I'm in the right place. I don't know if I'm at the right house, because I didn't want to believe it. And they were like, yeah, you're at the right house. Just come knock on the door. So then I remember knocking on the front door, and they literally just embraced me. These strangers embraced me like family. And I broke down and I just started crying.
Wow.
And they were like, you can come and live with us.
Wow.
Get all your stuff. We're going to figure it out. We got different products. Come and live with us. And then the rest was history.
And that was the palace.
That was my palace for now. Look, that was the palace. That was the first love. That was literally, I went from sleeping in my car to living in a palace because this family literally took me in, and it was nothing but God's grace. And I remember they had a backyard overlooking the entire city. And I remember I just fell to my knees and I just wept like, God. So they helped me. So then shortly after that, they were like, we got properties, we got real estate. I'm like, well, I did Airbnb a little bit before in the past. Let me help you with Airbnb. That's how I broke into the Airbnb game. A lot of people know me for Airbnb.
Yes, I remember when we met, you talked about that. Yep.
And then I got scouted out by a pageant, like literally just a couple weeks later. They were like, you got to do this pageant. And I'm like, oh my God. So it happened so fast. Everything just shot up. And then maybe like a year, 2 years later, I wrote my first book. Wow. And it just went up.
Are you still in touch with the family?
Yeah, look, I was just over there like a week ago. Listen,
That's a blessing.
That's my family. I love them. Look, shout out to Pastor Greg and Lady Candida. They took care of me, and I'll forever be indebted to them. I'm just so grateful. I talk to them all the time. That's my family.
And Chance, you are a young woman, and
Yeah.
you have been through
I know
so many
much.
things, and I love that you give glory to God as you
Yeah.
have gone on your journey through life. But when it comes to failures, hard times, and struggles, talk to us about, like, where do you think that has a place in our personal growth and our success, like triumphing over those things?
Yeah. You know, this is a hard one, because who wants to fail? Who really wants to fail? But when you fail, right? When you go through hard times, when you go through setbacks, it's literally become one of the greatest gifts to me. So what looks like a horrible thing, like a horrible gift, like, God, why would you give me this gift of struggle and pain? When God pulls you out of it and he elevates you out of it, what looked like a curse turns into a gift. Me being homeless was a gift for me. What you're going through is actually a gift. But you got to pull yourself out, because if you stay in it, it's going to stay and feel like a curse.
Right.
Can you turn your curse into a gift? A lot of people don't know how to do it. They just live under a curse. Oh, nobody believes in me. It'll never work. The business, I started it, but it just is not prospering. I'll never make it. And they feel the atmosphere with so much doubt.
So much negative talk.
Negative talk they can't even see.
Yep.
So I'm really big, like even when I'm working with my students and my clients, about creating a vision environment.
Love
What
it.
do I mean by that? That means the environment around you, with the environment in your house, the environment in your car, the environment in your office, it has to be a vision environment where you have pictures and signs on the wall, and it don't even have to be glamorous.
Right.
Like when I was first getting back on my feet, I was drawing pictures and handwriting notes and just putting them everywhere. Like my place looked like a hot mess, but I was able to see the vision.
Right.
I was able to, and that's how I pulled myself out. I wrote on my wall, I'm so happy and grateful I make $10,000 a month. I had never made $10,000 a month before. I created a vision environment. I put it everywhere. And I looked
powerful.
I looked up that first month I made $7,500. I had never made about $2,000-$3,000 a month at this time. I made $7,500 the first month after creating my vision environment. Next month I hit $14K, about $14,500. The following month I hit about $30,000 in my business. Never did it before.
Right.
This is me fresh out the dirt. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, if I could do it, you could do it. Fresh out the dirt. But I created a vision environment. It's very, very important. If you have a house right now and you don't have any pictures, vision board up, nothing that is communicating a vision to you, then it's not going to happen. But especially your financial goals, if you're trying to hit some financial goals, you should have your monthly financial goals on the wall everywhere.
I've been saying a monthly financial goal for a minute now, and I still say it. But
is it on your wall?
Yeah. I have.
What does it say? Because it also is about how it says.
I close 3 clients per month and earn $117,000 plus per month net profit for my business services.
Okay. I love it. That's great. But you know what you're missing?
What am I missing?
When you're setting a goal, and especially when you're putting it on the wall, you have to connect that goal to an emotion and a feeling. Right? So
what would you add?
It's a strategy behind this. It's not just like, oh, I want to make $1 million. It's a strategy.
Yeah.
You have to connect it to an emotion or feeling. So for me on my wall, it says, and this is a principle a lot of very wealthy people, in the industry, I am so happy and grateful, right? Those are 2 emotions that I'm connecting to a goal. I'm happy, right? This is making me feel happy that I'm about to make $10,000 a month. This is my first time. And I'm grateful that it's already happened. In my mind, it's already happened. So all you have to do is the same goal, but you just attach an emotion and a feeling.
I do have some affirmations like that as well, but that one that's written, the one I just shared, I have to add that into it. But I have them everywhere. I have them on my phone. I have affirmation tracks that I've made. I just listen to them over and over. I have like stuff on the wall, things of that sort. So
I love it.
I believe that.
So you're already doing it.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that. Yes, absolutely. Okay, Chance, I see you relaunched your book, Emerge, and it's actually right here on the set with us. Tell us all about the book.
Absolutely. So you can get the book. It's out now on Amazon. And I did a complete relaunch. I initially launched the book in 2019, literally became a bestseller, but I had a different
Wow.
color. I was just starting off, right? And now I feel like I've literally emerged to a whole new level in my life. And I just felt like this year was the year to just do a complete relaunch.
That's so smart.
For Emerge, because people need it. People need the message of Emerge. So I'm on a book tour now. It starts right now. Like literally we're kicking it off.
Oh, this is the kickoff.
This is literally the first day kicking off the book tour.
This is awesome.
For this year. And I'm very excited because emerging, is all about finding yourself. It's really about finding who you truly are. Because how can you emerge if you don't know who you are? It's like a seed. When I think about emerging, I think about a seed. And when you think about the process of a seed literally has to break open and go through a breaking process and a cracking process for it to even produce what it carries. So a lot of people get stuck in that seed form because it's too painful to break. It's too painful to shift out of that place that you once were, which you're just a seed, but a lot of people don't even realize that they're just a seed. So if you can break beyond your limitation, if you can break beyond that breaking point of a seed as it begins to sprout, right? And then once it begins to sprout and germinate, it has to break another ground. It has to break through the dirt, right? So it's this constant, consistent breaking process, which could feel like in the beginning, like, man, I'm losing. Man, like, God, why am I going through so much hardship? Why am I going through so much struggle? Why does it feel like I'm just at the bottom? But you don't understand, like, that is setting the foundation for you to be great. You just a seed. Once you just break ground, you break the seed, you break your form, and you begin to sprout, and you begin to grow. And then next thing you look up, you're a tree, right? And you're producing fruit. And now you're not only producing fruit for yourself, now people can come to your tree and eat off your tree because you weren't afraid to be a seed, break out of your form, and manifest your full potential. Now other people can enjoy the fruit of your labor. Your children, your family, the people that you impact, the people that you influence. So this is a powerful message. Like, even as I'm listening to it, it's powerful. Don't stop in seed form. Don't quit in seed form.
I love that.
You got to emerge.
And that's what the book is all about.
That's what it's about.
Does it share about some of your journey and some of the things that you've experienced?
So it shares my journey of, how I went from sleeping in my car, because like I said, I was writing the book when I was sleeping in the car on my phone. I'm like, look.
And it was always called Emerge?
I think it was actually called something else in the beginning. I forgot, but very similar message. Always the same message, always the same energy. Because even when I was homeless, I'm like, I have to emerge. Like, it was like a light bulb that went off. I'm like, I can't live like this forever now. Like, I got to get out of sleeping in this car. I have to emerge. So it's a message that's really for everyone.
Yeah.
Because everyone's emerging from something. So I share my life story in the book. I share, a lot of wisdom. I have different chapters from the pit to the palace, and literally step-by-step instructions on how you can get out of your situation.
That's
so
amazing.
I talk about life. I talk about relationships. I talk about money. I talk about finances. Everything you need to do to emerge and become your greatest, most powerful, and highest self. It is inside that book. The recipe to success in life is inside of that book. It's a powerful book. Even though I wrote it, it's a powerful book. Even when I read it, I'm like, dang, I wrote this. This thing is powerful.
That's how I feel sometimes when I look at the work that I've done.
You look back and it's like, whoa,
I'm inspiring me by listening to me.
Like, I produced that. So anyway, so I'm going on tour, and I'm excited to help people emerge. We live in America, so we understand the privilege of living in America, but it's not until you start traveling outside of America. I do a lot of traveling with my foundation, with ministry, and I'm going into parts that people don't want to go into. I was just in Jamaica not too long ago, and I was in the Bahamas, and we're going into like the deep parts of Jamaica and the deep parts of the Bahamas, teaching them how to emerge. What do you need? So emerging looks different in different places, but it's a message that everyone around the world needs. I believe it. I know it.
So can you share with us a sneak peek about your recipe for success?
What is my recipe for success? Well, girl, I got a whole recipe. Give us,
a couple ingredients, and then they're going to have to get the book.
Well, this is the thing. Well, hold on. This is good. Pick up right here, because I got a recipe in here. I actually got a little recipe book for success.
for success.
All right, so let's talk about the recipe to success. Okay, so in addition to my book, I actually have a journal, right? It's super cute. It's like a magazine journal, but inside of it is actually a workbook that will help you achieve your goals, you know, when it comes to success. So I call it the Success Blueprint. So I'm gonna skip to this page here, right? We're talking about the blueprint to success, okay? I'm showing you guys a part of the secret. You guys gotta pick it up. So on the right here, I have a success contract. So you owe it to yourself to be successful. I believe that you owe it to yourself to be great because your parents sacrificed for you to be where you are. Your grandparents sacrificed to be where your parents are. There was a lot of sacrifice that happened just for you to be alive. So it's like, I owe my family, I owe grandma, I have to be great. So I have a success contract in here, which I make everyone sign, where you are indebted to yourself, right, to be successful. So it says,
I, Danielle Jeter,
commit daily to working toward the fulfillment of my goals and dreams. I will no longer allow fear, worry, and procrastination to stand in my way. I will not allow other people's opinions to influence the course of my destiny. I am fearless and unstoppable, and by the end of this year, I will have
$1 million.
All right, so by the end of this year, you will have $1 million.
Yep.
And I will do what?
And I will change the world.
Okay. Okay, we're doing good. Okay, and I will focus on my strengths, which are
communications and creativity.
Okay, that's your strength. And I will manifest my full potential. The reason behind why I'm committed to this goal is blank, right? You'll fill that in. And I won't stop until I get it. Boom. You date it, you sign it, and you have a witness.
Contract. Success
and
contract.
You have your success contract to yourself and you frame it. You put it on the wall, like put it everywhere throughout the house, because now I'm devoted to fulfilling this contract to myself, right? I am responsible for myself, for my own actions, and I'm gonna make it happen. So you wanna have a success contract, and then I have my millionaire math, because you can't hit your goals if you don't know the numbers.
The numbers,
right?
Yep.
And numbers are everything.
Yep.
Numbers don't lie. So print this out, put it on your wall.
$1 million a year.
You know how to make $1 million a year. You create a vision environment. Put it everywhere. Put it everywhere till you hit your goal. You know, a lot of people, they have those cute little pictures from Ross Up and all those cute. I think those are some cute pictures. I got a couple of them, but this is more important to have on my wall than anything, because what's happening is when I'm seeing this on my wall every day, I'm subconsciously programming myself to say, this is the standard. And if you don't have a standard on your wall, then you won't ever have a standard. So it's powerful stuff inside of this. So those are two of the things, but you can also grab it when you go on my page. I have all my books and materials in the link in my bio.
Yeah, so you use a Stand Store as well.
That's one of them.
Yeah,
it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. So I'm looking at this millionaire math, and it's talking about products, and Chance has a lot of digital products.
Yes.
So I am still learning the digital product thing, but it has the first goal of like hitting 50 products a day, and I'm like, that is a great goal.
Yeah.
Like, what is a tip or two for us to get to 50, at least, you know, just to start 50 products every day? Yeah. Is that 7 days or 5 days? Is that?
Absolutely. Well, it's about, first, you know, I start with daily goals.
Okay.
So I'll give you an example. $333 is $10,000 a month. So, you know, if you want to make $10,000 a month, how can I make $333 a day? So then whatever your product or service is, you calculate, okay, how many do I need to sell to hit my goal of $333 a day? You know, then, you know, and you go on from there, so on and so forth. But the number one key to honestly hit your goals, your financial goals, to hit your daily goals, like that 333, is running ads. You know, it's everything, you guys, is numbers, right? So if I know, if I can get my product in front of 1,000 people, right, whether I'm running ads, 1,000 people, at least minimum 10% of those people are going to convert. So if it's 1,000, I can convert 100. If it's 100, I know I can at least convert 10 people to buy my product or service, right? So it's really a numbers game, but you have to get your product or service in front of as many people, eyeballs as possible. In front of, it don't matter who eyeball it is. It don't matter, black, white, young, old. You want to get your product in front of as many people as possible. With that, success is inevitable because you position yourself to be seen. Success follows noise. Success follows commotion. Success follows eyeballs. What's everyone looking at? Okay, boom, they looking at you. Right now, they're like, okay, I want one. I want to buy one. So that's what it's really all about. Just run ads. All you gotta do is run ads. You know, it's so many, let me address this, because
go ahead.
There's so many online gurus and stuff, and I respect them all. Like, I respect everyone, because I understand understand. But there's a lot of people on the internet that's making it so complicated for everyday people to learn how to make money online. It is not that difficult to make money online. And a lot of people really do. They make you jump through hoops and you got to buy this $5,000 program and this program. Like, I don't do that.
Yeah.
My lowest course literally starts at like $27.
I've noticed that your digital products are really inexpensive. And
Yes.
like I saw even some of your books and different products, they're not going to break the
affordable.
bank. They're not going to break the bank.
Yeah, and I did it like that because so no one can say, oh, well, she was too big to help me. No, I'm right here on your level, baby. You spend $25 at McDonald's, at Starbucks. Come on, invest, buy yourself a course, right?
Yep.
And invest in yourself. So I didn't want to give anyone a reason to say I couldn't join a program.
I couldn't afford this.
Right,
Yeah.
and then now 25,000 students later, you
Yep.
know, it's such a huge impact that's been made.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you so much for those tips. Make sure
Yes.
y'all take those tips if you are doing digital products and you have an ebook to sell. This is the woman that you want to follow online. And also, in addition to Emerge, Chance is launching the One Chance perfume line. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. I'm super excited about this one because I believe that every woman needs to have an aroma. You need to have a
That's a
fragrance.
fact.
You need to
Like
have
a signature
smell.
scent
You
or-
have to have a signature scent, ladies.
Yes.
It's really big. I'm married now, so my husband loves when I'm coming home smelling like something, or I'm walking around the house. I jump out the shower, like I smell good, and I wanted to create my own fragrance line. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. So my name is Chance. I entitled it One Chance because literally you only have one chance to make a first impression on someone. So you might as well make it the best impression.
Yep.
So I want you to pick it up, spread, smell it. I want you, we're doing a smell test right here live on the podcast.
Let's do a smell test.
Show it to the camera.
One Chance.
One Chance.
All
Coming
right.
soon.
I love it. It's fresh. Okay,
Yes, baby.
I love it. It's not too like flowery, like the
Yeah.
florals. It's perfect. I love it.
It's literally
very
perfect.
light and
It's
welcoming.
Yep.
I like it.
It's inviting. It's light. It's airy. It's not
I
too
love this.
sweet, but it is sweet, but not too sweet. It's literally perfect. And I went through probably thousands of fragrances before I
Really?
choose. Yes, I went through thousands of fragrances before I chose this one. And it's unisex, baby. It's actually a unisex fragrance.
That's my favorite scent. Unisex is for me.
Yes.
That's what I normally shop. I always do.
Yes.
Yep.
So it's actually dropping soon. I'm very excited about it. And I just know the girls are going to love it. They're going to love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Yes. I have to gift you a couple of bottles so you can give them to your girls.
Appreciate that.
And we all could be walking around just smelling real lovely. You know what I'm saying? Real lovely.
Yes, I am very much a fan of having fragrances, and I have a really nice perfume collection. I like candles, incense. So I'm into all of those things. So thank you so much for sharing this, and make sure y'all keep an eye out for when the line drops so you can grab your bottle as well. So as we come to a close of another amazing episode of the WIM Speaks Show, what is one thing you would like to leave to our listening audience?
So one thing that I would love to leave to the listeners that are watching this podcast is very simple. Don't quit on yourself. Don't quit on yourself. I say this often. You have to show up to go up, and you can't go up if you quit on yourself. If you give up on yourself. Sometimes quitting on yourself doesn't mean you stop everything. Sometimes quitting on yourself is, I'm just doing enough to get by. But deep down, you're not operating at your highest level. That's also quitting on yourself. You're quitting on manifesting the full potential on the inside of you. So many people, they'll get to a certain point and then they just give up. Oh, I've done enough, or I'm tired, or they just quit. But the gift is in going the extra mile. The miracle is in going the extra distance, going the extra mile, showing up, right? Networking, going to events, meeting new people. You're showing up so you can go up. So you got to show up to go up, period.
I love that. Show up to go up.
Show up to go up.
We have a segment called Wise Words Learned from Women. And so tell us about a wise lesson or some information that a woman gave you, and who was she?
Oh, and who?
And who was she?
Okay, let me think. I had a lot of wise women. Hold on one second. So I've had a lot of wise women give me a lot of advice. But you know what? I want to speak to the single ladies. I want to come out because I know you opened up with love language. You know, I learned a lot of valuable lessons before I got married. And I know it's a lot of single ladies out here that are really looking for love, because you could be a successful boss woman. You could have your own job. You could have your own car. You could have all of that. But when you go home at night, you want someone to love you. I want to leave my ladies with this. Don't ever let your heart grow cold where you can no longer receive the love that God has for you. Before I got married, my heart had grown a little bitter, a little cold. I miss independent women. And you got a lot of strong independent women, and you're missing a lot of women. They're missing out on their mate. They're missing out on their husbands because they're so strong and being and independent. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's about finding that balance, ladies, and knowing that you can have it all. I think essentially that's what I'm trying to say. Ladies, you can have it all. You can have the love in the marriage, and you can be a boss running a multi-million-dollar empire. You don't have to compromise. You can really have it all. So that is my message to women, but specifically women that want to get married. Just soften your heart, be open to love, and just know that you deserve it. No matter what you've been through, you deserve it. Yeah.
Chance, thank you so much for being here with us on the WIM Speaks Show. This has been another amazing episode. So we are so happy to have you. Congratulations on Emerge and One Chance, and also Tennis Girls Rock, and all of the other amazing things that are coming down the pipeline. So please let everybody know how they can support you and follow you and continue to keep in touch.
Absolutely. I am so excited. I would love to stay in touch with you guys. I had so much fun today. I want to really thank you for having me. It's just a blessing to share anytime. So I appreciate you. You can find me, if you want to connect with me, you can find me at www.chancecessna, CESSNA, at chancecessna.com. That's my website. And then of course you can find me at I am Chance Cessna on Instagram. Just hit me up, shoot me a message. I don't bite. I love talking to new people in the DM. So just shoot me a message and I would love to connect with you.
Thank you everybody for tuning in to the WIM Speaks Show. We are Women in Media, and we have spoken. Until next time.